Welcome back, VC. Mark here. I've been listening to a lot of Miles lately. I thought it would be a good time to post another What's Spinning video. I'll briefly go through the titles that I've been listening to. First one is Diggin' with the Miles Davis Sextet. This was originally released on a 10-inch early 50s recording. Great lineup. Sonny Rollins, tenor sax. Jackie McLean on alto saxophone. He was only 19 when he recorded this album. Walter Bishop, piano. Tommy Potter on bass. And of course, Art Blakey on drums. This is considered cool bop, although I'd have to disagree the way Miles tears into Denial. He's relentless through that whole song. One of the standout tracks on this album. Another one is the title track, Diggin', and I'd have to say it's only a paper moon. I'm not too crazy about side 2, which includes Out of the Blue and Bluing. This is Miles at his very early best. This is a 1963 Prestige pressing. I do not have the 10-inch, the original that was released, I believe, in 1951. The next album is Quiet Nights, arranged and conducted by Gil Evans. This would be the last album that Miles and Gil would collaborate on. The Bossa Nova craze hit maybe a year and a half before. Gil had already had some compositions in the works. This was a problematic recording, kind of broke down towards the end. Miles was frustrated. He would not speak to Tio Macaro for probably 3 years after. There was some patchwork done to complete the album, but there are some great songs on it. Corcovado and Once Upon a Summertime, two of my favorites. And this is a white label promo. Really beautiful label. And this is my least favorite of the work that Miles and Gil did together. This album would be one of my favorites. And this is, of course, Porgy and Bess. Brilliant album. Gershwin, How Can You Go Wrong? The lyrical lines that Miles played really lent themselves perfectly to this score. I love his melodic playing. I always come back to this album. The arrangements are beautiful. They're not overdone. The sound quality on this early Columbia pressing is top-notch. This is a 6i. Just a beautiful album. Next album is Miles in Berlin. Phenomenal live recording, 1964. Herbie Hancock piano, Wayne Shorter tenor sax, Ron Carter bass, Tony Williams on drums. Phenomenal recording. So what? 10.5 minutes. These guys are laying it down tight and fast on this track. Tony Williams is killing it on his ride cymbal. So powerful, so many different rhythmic patterns throughout the song. Just amazing. The interplay between the musicians, phenomenal. And again, these guys are cooking on that track. For Walkin' and then Theme, Miles switches to his mute, which I love. Two beautiful tracks. Miles brings his playing right down to a whisper. So beautiful. And then side 1, Milestones and Autumn Leaves. Everybody's playing is incredible. But Tony Williams on this recording, wow. He was in rare form. I highly recommend this album. This is a Japanese pressing on the Sony CBS label. Really good sounding recording. The next one, In a Silent Way. And I left the sleeve on. I wanted to show you how much I paid for this at the Antiques Mall. Got this a couple years back. Beautiful 2i. This is another album that's in regular rotation. Side 1, Shh, Peaceful. Amazing track. I love the interplay, the musical conversation that Herbie Hancock and Joe Zawinul are having. It's just beautiful, so interesting. Herbie's on electric piano, Joe is on organ. Just amazing work. Such a standout composition, standout playing. Miles, Herbie, Chick, Wayne, David Holland, Tony Williams, John McLaughlin. How Can You Go Wrong? Side 2, In a Silent Way, It's About That Time. That music is so soothing to my soul. Those songs bring me to a spiritual place. Love this album. Classic, classic Miles. Next album, you might call this jazz, but this is experimental funk. dirty, nasty, funky, filthy electric piano. Lots of wah-wah guitar, funky drums throughout. Miles's horn just kind of scats and bumps around the tracks. So happy they released this album with these alternative takes. This is on yellow wax. Great, great album. John McLaughlin's guitar playing is, again, just top notch. So funky, so in the pocket. All these guys just creating their own groove, their own style as they go, making it up as they go. Just amazing. Influential music for sure. And the last one is 2-2. Marcus Miller produced. He composed a lot of the music. I remember seeing Miles live on the Arsenio Hall show performing some of the music to this album. I love this album. This was very, very late in his career, but there was still a curiosity in his playing, a youthful joy to a lot of his lines. Miles never looked back. He always looked ahead. He was 10 years ahead of everybody else until his last day. I highly recommend this album. Alright, thanks so much. If you liked the video, please subscribe. Stay safe.